Hello, Shamai, and welcome back to the Welshman's Journey. Now, if you watched the last episode, you would have heard me say that I wanted to come back when we were going to play the playoffs to see who qualified for Europe. And I played the last game of the season, and then we weren't in the playoffs for Europe. So instead of playing the last game of the season, the last video for this season will actually just be a season review. And why not start right here? We won Manager of the Year. That is absolutely phenomenal. 46% win ratio over 32 games. And we actually won Manager of the Year, even though we finished third in the end. So you can see here the JD Welsh Premier Euro Places playoff final. Bala have qualified for Europe. We finished third. So I'm trying to work out what exactly has happened. Bangor have won the Welsh Cup against TNS, and the Welsh Cup qualifies you for Europe. So I'm assuming that Bangor were going to qualify for Europe because they finished second, but maybe it's gone down to us and we have qualified for Europe. I have no idea, but I'll cover the last few games in the season. You saw the which game was it? The 1-0 defeat to TNS. There we go. Following that, 4-1 victory against Rhyl. Fantastic performance. Darlington with a brace, Macaulay Sutherland reached James scoring. Then a 1-1 draw against Bala, a 2-0 defeat to TNS, a 3-1 victory against Newtown, and a 2-2 draw on the final game of the season against Bangor. So let's take a look at how we did in the season. And I had an achievement as well, didn't realise. But if you take a look at a very, very interesting stat, we were the top goal scorers in the league. And we were also pretty high up on goals conceded. 52 goals we conceded, 9 of them against TNS. And yes, I can see it here now. It's there. We've qualified for the Europa League, which I'm really, really happy about. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I want to leave. I want to go somewhere else now. But we've qualified for the Europa League in our second season. I mean, we have to stay now, surely. Surely we have to stay. If we take a look, we lost 10 games throughout the season. 4 against TNS, which is expected. 2 against Bangor. And 2 against Bala. And then a defeat against Preston and Rhyl. The only games I think we probably shouldn't have lost in there is the Rhyl and Prestatyn game. Because the 2 times we played Bala, they were in fantastic form and that wasn't that bad. So really, I think we've done as expected. We've not really set the league alight in terms of big victories. I mean, we beat Bangor once and we beat TNS in the cup. But apart from that, we pretty much beat the teams we were supposed to beat. And that's what got us into the top half. You can see Rhyl and Bala really struggled in the second half of the season. But Bala have qualified with us. Aberystwyth and Haverfordwest relegated. And it'd be interesting to see who comes up next season. And me personally, the problem I have is that I can't get any more coaching badges because the financial situation is so terrible. But at the same time, Europe next season, I mean, how tempting is that to try and win at least one game in Europe next season? If you take a look at the jobs, I mean, there's going to be more jobs popping up here. Anywhere we go, we're going to be nowhere near Europe. So maybe I might apply for a couple of quite high up jobs, and if we don't get them, finish another season at Barry. But next season, I'm 100% sure will be the final season at Barry. But the question is, do we leave or do we stay to take on Europe? I mean, let's be honest, we're probably not going to get very far in Europe, but it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm really, really torn. All season, I mean, we've never had that much a very scintillating form. We had a good few games here, but apart from that, I mean, we didn't do that well. In terms of form at any point, we just trotted away throughout the whole season. But we've ended up qualifying for the Europa League, and Alex Darlington, 25 goals for him this season. He's 30 years old now, so the chances are this might well be his last really good season. I think it's a big risk to stay at Barry if we get the chance to move on to another club. But I suppose we'll go through the season review. And I think it was Alex Darlington who won Player of the Year for us. So close as well to getting top goal scorer. Just one goal in it in the end. And Wes Fletcher actually won it because he had more. Actually, no, he didn't. Yeah, one goal in it in the end. But overall, a very, very good team performance this year. I'm very happy with how things have gone. Where we won our first trophy, if you remember that, obviously, because it was the best day of your life as well as the best day of mine. And average rating wise, you're like Alex Darlington's the third best average rating this season. Reece James with 10 assists, joint second. So overall, I'm very, very happy with the season, and I think it's gonna, like, because if we could make the jump to the Scottish Championship, I mean, I think you'd have to take it, really. I think it's gonna take at least a professional club to pry me away from Barry right now. It's been such a good season, and I want to see how Europe goes. But I suppose you'll have to wait for the next episode to see whether we stay at Barry or whether we leave. That is the question right now. And it's quite a dilemma because of how well this season has gone. I was quite confident of moving ahead to a new pastures new at the end of the season, but now that we've qualified for Europe, it's obviously taken on a different level. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. It is the end of the second season. Unfortunately, not a game to bring you today. Really sorry about that, but obviously the way the cup went completely threw me off. And one thing to look at, we were in the end 22 points away from the league leaders, and we were actually 13 points away from second place. So the chances of us winning the league or getting anywhere close to it, it's a pretty distant pipe dream right now. So it all depends. Well, so it's a big ask, and I just don't know whether I want to stay or not. But like I said, you'll have to wait for next episode to see if we stay at Barry or not. So again, if you enjoyed that season, guys, please leave a like on the video down below. And if you want to see whether we are at Barry next season, please subscribe and tick that little notifications button next to the subscribe so you know exactly when the videos come out. And again, if you have any suggestions, any comments on where we should go or whether we should stay or leave, please leave a comment down below. I'll see you again.